The death of Mark Antony. Cleopatra had waited for hours, hoping to hear some good news from the battlefield. She had locked herself in her chamber, fearing the worst. She knew that Octavian, the enemy of her lover Mark Antony, was closing in on Alexandria. She had sent a message to Antony, urging him to join her in the city and make a last stand. But she had received no reply. She paced around the room, restless and anxious. She looked at the lavish furnishings and draperies that adorned her palace. They seemed meaningless to her now. All she wanted was to see Antony again, to hold him in her arms, to kiss him one more time. She loved him more than anything in the world. He was her soulmate, her partner, her protector. He had given up everything for her, even his own reputation and honor. He had defied Rome, his homeland, for her sake. He had fought against his former friend and ally, Octavian, for her sake. He had sacrificed his life for her sake. She heard a knock on the door. She ran to open it, hoping it was Antony. But it was not. It was one of his generals, a man named Lucilius. He looked pale and grim. He bowed his head and said, "My queen, I bring you sad tidings. Mark Antony is dead." Cleopatra felt a sharp pain in her chest. She gasped and staggered back. She could not believe what she had heard. She shook her head and said, "No, no, it cannot be. You lie, you lie. He is not dead. He is alive. He is coming to me. He is here. Where is he? Where is he?" Lucilius sighed and said, "My queen, I speak the truth. Mark Antony is dead. He fell on his own sword, thinking that you had killed yourself. He died in my arms, calling your name." Cleopatra felt a wave of grief and guilt wash over her. She realized that it was her fault. She had sent a false message to Antony, telling him that she had killed herself, hoping to spur him to fight harder. She had not expected him to take it so literally. She had not expected him to kill himself. She had not expected to lose him forever. She screamed and collapsed on the floor. She sobbed and wailed, tearing her hair and clothes. She cursed herself and the gods. She wished she could die too. She wished she could join Antony in the afterlife. She wished she could undo what she had done. She heard another knock on the door. She ignored it. She wanted to be left alone. She wanted to die. She heard the door open. She heard footsteps. She heard a voice. A familiar voice. A voice she loved. A voice she thought she would never hear again. "Cleopatra, Cleopatra, my love, my life, my queen. Do not cry, do not mourn. I am here, I am here. I am not dead. I am alive. I am with you. I am yours." She lifted her head and saw him. He was there, standing before her. He was alive, he was alive. He was Antony, her Antony. He was wounded and bloody, but he was alive. He smiled and reached out his hand. He said, "Cleopatra, Cleopatra, come to me, come to me. Let me hold you, let me kiss you, let me love you. Let us forget the world, let us forget the war, let us forget the pain. Let us be happy, let us be free, let us be together. Come to me, come to me." She could not believe her eyes. She could not believe her ears. She could not believe her heart. She thought it was a dream, a miracle, a trick. She thought it was too good to be true. She thought it was impossible. But she did not care. She did not question. She did not hesitate. She leaped to her feet and ran to him. She threw herself into his arms and hugged him tight. She kissed him all over his face and neck. She said, "Antony, Antony, my love, my life, my king. You are here, you are here. You are not dead, you are alive. You are with me, you are mine. I love you, I love you, I love you. You are everything to me, you are everything to me. You are my world, you are my war, you are my joy. You are my happiness, you are my freedom, you are my partner. You are my soulmate, you are my soulmate, you are my soulmate. They looked into each other's eyes and smiled. They felt a surge of love and passion. They felt a sense of peace and relief. They felt a bond of trust and loyalty. They felt a spark of hope and courage. They felt alive, they felt alive. They kissed and embraced, oblivious to everything else. They did not notice the door open again. They did not notice the soldiers enter the room. They did not notice the swords drawn and pointed at them. They did not notice the orders given and executed. They did not notice the blood spilled and stained. They did not notice the life drained and ended. They did not notice the death. They did not notice the death. They only noticed each other. They only noticed each other. They died together. They died together. They lived forever. They lived forever.